Hello everybody. We've got a deck here that falls under the series of decks that beat me. And it's along the lines of the Soldiers deck. It's tearing up the charts right now. I think Azorius Soldiers, Blue-White Azorius Soldiers is still the #1 meta deck right now by a slight percentage. And my issue is I was not building it yet because I didn't have all the nice blue ones. The ones that enable all your soldiers to fly when you attack with 5 creatures, and basically I'm missing a lot of the blue colored soldiers. But I met a deck that was blue and white, but the only blue-white one was the Ocean Tactician, which brings everybody up +1/+1. And they had Myrel in there, and the Bereaved Survivor, and the Sarah Redeemer. And that was it. That was all they needed, and they beat me fast. So I figured I should take those 4 as the basis. Dum-ba-dum-bum. And see what I could build out of a Soldier Tribal deck. Based on what I have right now. You see, we ended up with 2 of the 4 that they used to beat me already in our hand. And this is the pre-made werewolf deck. And let's attack with both of you. Now, Helena and Elena have first strike, so they can kill my frontliner pretty easy, but that's going to let my Bereaved Survivor transform. And it gives me a little soldier token from Siege Veteran. So they can pump up Packsong Pup, and I still get to block if I want to right now. Or maybe they need to keep it on defense, they've decided. We shall see. I'm assuming they have some sort of battle spell or fight spell. That my front line is about to take a serious dent. They usually have removal about this point. They've got enough mana for it, that's for sure. We made them stop and think. Oh, they just bring out a creature is all. Okay. Do you attack, or do you sit there and form a defensive line? If they form a defense... Oh, they're attacking with everybody. Interesting choices here. Okay, we're going to get rid of Helena and Elena. And that's it. I just mentioned they had first strike, didn't I? Oh. It's okay. They attack with everybody. We attack with everybody. You tapped out. We still win. I made the right choice. Sometimes math is hard. Anyway, we'll go show you the entire deck. We get a card. Thran Vigil. Woohoo! Is it time for a Thran Vigil tribal deck, so to speak? Alright, let's just call it Soldier Tribal, for lack of a better name right now. And we are taking suggestions, so if one of you comes up with a good name, zap it down in the comments. If I like it better than Soldier Tribal, we'll just change it. For those of you who are joining us, I am Travis. You're at Tpull's Corner. We usually have a new deck every time. And so here's the 4. Yoshin Tactician, other soldiers get +1/+1. His brothers work hard. My Rail Shield of Argive. So I felt like I could do this because I finally got 4 copies of the Mythic Rare. And when I get 4 copies of a Mythic Rare, I feel like Wizards is telling me they really want me to make a deck. So during your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. And as if that wasn't bad enough, whenever my Rail attacks, create X 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature tokens, where X is the number of soldiers you control. And everybody else that we have in here is a soldier. So I imagine that this might be part of the reason why I'm not seeing a lot of mono blue lately, because this looks like a color hoser for blue, other than the Haughty Djinn deck. But I took out a mono blue deck just the other day and won like almost every time with it. So I don't know. So that was one they had. They had 4 Sarah. Well, I'm assuming they had 4 copies of each. Okay, all I saw was 4 creature cards that killed me. So Sarah Redeemer was one of them. 2/4 flyer. Whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you get to put 2 +1/+1 counters on that creature. So most of these over here, the 1, 2, and 3 drops, are all under power 2. The other one was Bereaved Survivor. I got 4 copies of that, so that's in there. And whenever Dauntless Avenger attacks after you transform the Survivor, all you need is one of your creatures to die. Then you return a target creature card with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So anybody in this front row that comes back, we can bring them back with the Dauntless Avenger if we can get to attacking with her. So we got that one, we got that one, we got that one, and we got that one, and that was what beat me. That was all I saw of the entire deck, and it clobbered me that fast. So I decided to create a deck with a bunch of other soldiers. The Yoshin Frontliner, of course, is very common with the soldier decks. 3 Recruitment Officers. You can also, if you got spare mana, look at the top 4 cards of your library, and you reveal a creature card with mana value 3 or less from among them and put them into your hand. We've got 2 Survivors of Corliss. It gives you first strike, and if it dies, then you can spend 2 mana and exile it from your graveyard to scry for 2. You got Spectrum Sentinel, which is great. Protection from multicolored. And your opponents sometimes do not pay attention to this card quite enough. I've seen some people trying to do fight spells against me, but they didn't quite understand that it wasn't going to work because the creature that was dealing the damage was still multicolored. So it did absolutely no damage to me. It was wonderful. 2 Fateful Absence for removal. It's not a lot of removal, but we are an offensive deck. I got 1 Siege Veteran, so I'm putting it in. And we've got 1 Yoshin Medic in there for a tiny bit of lifelink. You know, maybe we can get Sarah Redeemer in and pump it up. Stuff like that. We've got 1 Planeswalker, the Wandering Emperor. And that might be a little clinch hitter. And 2 Platoon Dispensers for card draw. And if you have extra mana, you can create more soldier artifact creature tokens with it, such bumping up your total, maybe giving my Rel a boost, that kind of thing. 1 Rescue Retriever, although I do have more, but I hit my limit at 60, and I didn't want to make any more 5 drops in here. And for some reason, even though Rescue Retriever seems to make more sense, I like the Platoon Dispensers design more. So, I mean, I could have 3 Rescue Retrievers in here. And then 2 Might Stone and Weak Stones to do -5/-5 to target creatures. So that gives me a total of 4 removal cards, really. For the lands, we got 1 Aganjo, 1 Otawara. If I'm going too fast, just freeze the video and watch them if you're not familiar with these already. Field of Rune, 1 Mishra's Foundry, and 1 Plaza of Heroes. And it's all published in the deck list below. So, if you're new, remember to like and subscribe. And that way, if I do another video, when I do another video, if I don't get hit by a bus tomorrow, God forbid, then you'll get notified. And if you're new or a returning fan, we like you both. We want your likes. Go ahead and hit the like button before you forget. It's part of my sponsorship that I have to ask you that every time. It's a sponsorship by, I guess, the YouTube platform. Technically, I probably should have just brought down the frontliner with my regular land the first turn. because I don't have a 2-mana play. We want to keep Ottawa City if we can help it, so this is our only other play. So we are attacking, and we're up against a vehicle deck, are we? Just what we need, things that dig out of their graveyard. Okay, I think we're going to have to use this now. And we've got 2 Myrels, so Myrel seems like the appropriate thing to do. And pump up our own Siege Veteran, I guess? And they didn't have anything to deal with us, so they're leaving now. And you get the soldiers all in one room, and they are overwhelming, aren't they? We're going right into another battle. They can't all be this easy, right? Otherwise everybody and their dog would be playing soldier decks. I do come across them every now and then, but not as much as I would have expected to, given how high they are in the meta rankings right now. I don't keep too close of tabs on them, but I do tend to spot, you know, the #1 marked deck. And unless I'm mistaken, that's the #1 marked deck. Standard size deck there. Mono Black's been using Go for the Throat a lot, so Survivor might die, but maybe the Spectrum Sentinel lasts longer. Virus Beetle. Well, shoot. We're going to risk a land. That might have been a mistake. Technically, I probably should have gotten rid of the Platoon Dispenser. Are you going to attack? Or are you going to stay in defense? They're going to stay where they are. Well, I don't know if I should attack first and surprise them later, but they're going to need to have removal to get rid of Myrel next turn no matter what, or they're going to be in for a serious world of hurt. Unless they have, like, an on-curve shield ring. When am I going to learn to stop saying things like that out loud? We know Wizards has my house bugged. We know they like to sabotage my games. We know I just won the last match, so they've got to do something to make sure I lose this one, right? That's my conspiracy theory. It's not shielded. Awesome. Do we want to trade Myrel now? Or what if we just throw this thing up alone? And then we can bring this puppy in. And then we can attack with everybody. And I'm trying to beef up my Spectrum Sentinel so they'll trade that one. And they just quit. What happened to that crack team of Wizards of the Coast employees? You're supposed to be giving them the exact card they need to beat me. They're falling down on the job. And I just got another Mishra claimed by Gix. Sweet mythic rare card. I still don't have the Dragon Engine, but I won't complain. I will take it. I think that's my third one. This is for those who haven't heard, because I don't mention this a lot. I probably remember every 4 or 5 videos to mention it. This account is a free-to-play account. We've poured in 0 money. We're kind of the contrarian channel to everybody else. A lot of big YouTube content creators and Twitch streamers have been around for 5, 6, 7 years, and I think I've been around for just like a year and a half. And so when I started watching what was already out there, everybody was really big into the new expansion, getting all the cards right away, showing you the great meta, and doing myth ranked battles and all of this good stuff, right? Which is all well and fine, but I thought there were enough of those channels out there that I shouldn't try and compete with that. So we took the opposite track. We explore the nooks and crannies of all of the cards, as many of the cards as we can get to before they rotate out. We make a lot of decks that other people just don't make. Sometimes we make an entire series and take one card and rotate it through the color pie and make 4 or 5 different decks with it, showing what you can do depending on what colors are involved. And part of it is just to show you, oh, you have Death Touch, I ain't blocking you. Crazy? But you did tap out, didn't you? Yes, you did. So you let that go by. That's cool. So yeah, we don't spend money to buy the cards. As a matter of fact, we have another artificial constraint as well, in that I don't do anything against burning my wild cards right now. And let's see, what do I want to do here? They have a blocker for Venom Connoisseur, but they can't flash in anything, can they? What if I attack first? If they have a surprise for me, I can always throw the Connoisseur up, right? X0. No, we're going to fizzle that. You should have declared blocker first so you saved yourself 5 points of damage. They did that wrong. And that's a little combat trick for you. When your opponent has something like 5 lands like I did and they're all untapped, go ahead and commit to blocking first. That's a good secret. Alright, my Rel comes down now. And they scoop! Is that 3 in a row? I think that's 3 in a row. I really should do better about keeping track of that for sure, but we can review the video always later, right? Yeah, I think that was 3 in a row victories. We're going to do one more. They won't let us win forever, will they? Will they? Oh, so the other reason, besides this artificial constraint, just to show you that you can create nice, fun, exciting decks with your existing collection, you don't actually have to go bust out and, use all your wild cards to get all the mythic rares right away either. You can just get them naturally like I just did. You just saw me get my 3rd mythic rare of the Mishra card. I'm going to get the 4th one eventually. I'm going to get everything eventually, right? Sometimes they rotate out and I've only got like 89.5% of the collection, that kind of thing. But that does give me a lot of time so that I can go play around with them in Historic later. Let's see. Do I want to? Yeah, I want to put out the Spectrum Sentinel now while I can. He's got 2 colors, so maybe if this is the Graveyard Recursion one and he puts out Mr. Stickfingers. Oh no, he's going to get rid of my Rel, isn't he? I don't have a 2-mana play. It's got to be my Rel, right? It's Mythic Rare. Yeah, okay. Thank you, that's what I expected. That's why we have 4 copies. I don't think they have anything with haste in this deck. Okay, I'm going to risk a land again. That's always risky. But now I have a 3-drop. And I can attack. We're soldiers, we attack. We're not going to stay behind and defend. That's just crazy talk. Kills my bereaved survivor. That's the ultimate irony, is their survivor often does not survive, even a turn. It just happens a lot. Alright, they know I have this one. Let's go ahead and pump up the soldier and get 2 points of damage in for sure. And now at least they don't have the information on what else I've got. Yay, non-basic lands! Let's hear it for non-basic lands! Woohoo! A wolf that can get Death Touch if they have the mana for it. Ha! There's my second Myrale. They can double block the Spectrum Sentinel now. I don't care. If you can't take care of my rail, you're going to scoop probably. What's it? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? 8 R's? My opponent is sexy. They took all the damage. Does that mean Pestilent Wolf will be on defense? Oh, they're ready for my rail after all. Okay. It's not a oh, he didn't keep... Okay, because he's tapped out from Pestilent Wolf, right? Okay, so we will get 2 more points of damage in because of the Ocean Tactician's ability. Maximizing the damage we can do to them. You might have another murder. Who do you use it on? One of the Tacticians? I'm going to discard both of my cards. They both have uses in the graveyard. That's awesome. Let's see. I guess we're attacking. And you are chump blocking.
I've learned much during my travels.
Another point of damage in, so you're down to 1.
Moves to teach you.
You can take out... Can you take out 3 creatures? You can't take out 3 creatures and a planeswalker, I'm betting. That's only 1 creature. Good game, dude. That's 4 wins in a row. I guess I will quit because we don't make tons of videos that have 100% win rate, and sometimes I don't even go 4 matches. Sometimes I just do 3 matches. Frostfist Strider. I think I have 4 of those now, too. Okay, let's go ahead and show you the deck one more time. These were such quick matches, I didn't get to show you all of the deck, really. Sometimes we'll get a good long match and we'll get a lot of cards out. So Retirement Officer didn't show up, even though I have 3 of the 1-drop. That's kind of weird. But of course, the Frontliner showed up. We saw Survivor. We saw Spectrum Sentinel. The 2 Fateful Absences didn't show up. Didn't need them. No Yoshin Medic yet. We did finally get to see the Wandering Emperor, even though that was kind of overkill. And we didn't see the 5-drops, right? Platoon Dispenser, really. Mightstone and Weakstone we didn't get to use. And no Sarah Redeemer. And no Rescue Retriever. So this is a little bit strange. I mean, I think we had the Rescue Redeemer in one hand, or maybe in the Platoon Dispenser. I think I had at least one of them in my hand for one of those matches just now, but usually the deck gives you your one most expensive card early on. I don't know if Wizards has changed the algorithm recently, because I'm noticing different results. So I don't know if they're tweaking things because the new expansion's coming out. Sometimes they do that, like they tweak the way that land is delivered when New Capenna first came out. It was really weird. Yeah, let me show you the wild cards right now. This is where I'm at. 273 commons, 389 uncommons, 177 rare, and 81 mythic rare. I could go into historic and blow the mythic rares, and just get 4 copies of, 20 different cards that I don't have and blow them real easy. But those are there not just for the artificial constraint so that we can show the new players to stick it with it. Don't be ashamed if you come up against decks that have like 20 mythic rares in them and they clean your clock and you think, oh, the game is rigged, just pay to play. No, I don't even use my wild cards yet, and I can still make decks that you just saw. We beat everybody all the time. So the other reason I keep the wild cards is in case we have a Patreon who wants to support me to the level where they want me to play a deck and I don't have all the cards. I will burn those wild cards just to make sure if it takes me 10 mythic rares, I don't care. I just want to make sure that I build your deck that you want me to play. So that option is open for you if you want to support the channel. Otherwise, just click like and subscribe and watch as much of the video as you can stomach. And we'll do something more for you next time. Again, hey, Soldier Tribal's the current name. You got a better name, throw one at me. And if I like it, we'll use it and we'll give you a shout out. All right, that's it for this time. Thanks for tuning in. This is Travis signing off from Tpull's Corner. Thanks. Have a good one.